Friends, Bitcoin absolutely exploded and bulls have been in control the entirety of 2021. It's not 2021. What am I talking about? It's 23. I guess I just want it to be 2021. I guess it's just reminding me of 2021. Because it really feels like that right now. These last few months, Bitcoin is up 60%. It's absolutely wild, and I'm really happy because these conditions are amazing to trade. I've probably made more in this last month and a bit than I have the previous 6 months trading, simply because these are the conditions I thrive in, and I want you guys to do the same. And this still isn't even buy high, sell higher season, because that time is coming. Me and the squad are waiting for it, and I always let my followers know when that magic money printing moment comes. I did so in 2020, I did so in 2021 as well. This is this magical thing the crypto market does, where you long every single dip and you just make money no matter what, and it's almost impossible not to make money. You could blindfold yourself and throw darts at a dartboard filled with different crypto projects, and whatever you buy will make you money. What's actually difficult is keeping that money, but that's a topic for another video because we're not quite there yet. Regardless of the conditions, we trade the market with a level head. If you've been following this channel for the last month and a half, you will have done one of two things. You would have made money because you've been trading level to level since 18K, and you've made smart choices and you haven't gotten too greedy because you've been analyzing the charts right, and I'll explain those right ways in this video. Or if you haven't made money during this period, you will learn. You will go back and watch the different videos I've done analyzing this market in real time as it was happening, look at my reasoning, reverse engineer it, and then next time the market pumps like this, you're going to make more money. I'll compile these and put them in the description below. We win or we learn. That is the mindset of champions. The focus for today's video is going to be what on earth just happened with this huge Bitcoin price explosion and exactly what I'm going to buy. I'm going to flat out share what trigger signal I'm looking for to buy the market. Let's go. Right, so into the charts. Today we're actually going to start on the lower time frames because there's a really important lesson which will help make you guys a lot of money that I want to share today. We got trapped. There's 3 things that can happen when price hits support or resistance, and this is a support resistance level right here. Price can either reject off of the level, which is hits it, tests it, rejects it, comes straight back down. So that's the first thing that can happen. The second thing that can happen is they can break the level, and normally either they'll break and forget about it, or if it was a very significant level, what happens is after it breaks, it now flips and becomes a support. So price comes back down, and now this resistance becomes a support. The other thing, the third thing that can happen at these levels is what's happened here. This is a trap. Price went up, exploded, even confirmed above the level. Normally we use confirmations to avoid traps, and then came back down. Now it's okay to have lost money on this move because this is a really nice breakout play at a key level. All the signals were that price went up cleanly into this level, hardly any retracement, lots of signs of strength, and then broke above. We got lots of confirmation. We saw some weakness here, but often that results in further breakout. But instead, we've broken back down and we're below this resistance level. And I'll talk about what happens next, but there is one thing we could have done, and this whole time, those of you who've been following my analysis closely will have seen that unless on lower time frames, I have seldom said 24K is the key resistance. I often say it's not just 24K, but it's 24 to 25K. And this becomes clear if you go on to the higher time frames. And you take a look here, and you can see that this level goes up to the 25K over here. So we actually need to watch this entire zone. And what I haven't done yet is explain my reasoning for this. And that's to do with the trend. There's a cheat sheet I've shared before, and that is how interactions with support and resistance change depending on the trend. And here, macro, clear downtrend. There is absolutely no doubt that when we go to the weekly, there is a clear downtrend on crypto. Now we're seeing some stuff changing on the daily, but as far as the weekly is concerned, this is still a clear downtrend. And because we're in a clear downtrend, resistance is often stronger and harder to break. So when we take only the 24K level into account, we're missing this really significant test over here of the 25K that's actually backed by a few data points. So we've got one here and one here as well. Do you see how that changes? One of my favorite examples of this is 2021. where all we have to do is take the key levels of 40K, 30K, let's go 50K and 60K. So we take these levels and you can see really clear interactions between what holds and what breaks based on price. When we're in the uptrend, resistance, support, break, break again, down, break, test, down, trap, and then price goes back down, hits resistance, and this is where the trend changes. We break here, now we're in a downtrend. So we break again, we test, it gets weaker, 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 and this is the reversal. We go up, uptrend, break again, uptrend, traps here, and then comes down. And this right here is the final structural level until we get into what I call Valhalla. This is where I expect there's very little resistance and price is going to fly up and test around this 30K region. And I'm definitely going to be looking for a long here. I'll explain exactly how. And then once we get above here, the trend is fully neutral on the macro and bullish on the 1 daily. We're no longer looking at the macro trend because we're in the macro bear trend, and I'll call these neutral market conditions where whatever direction the daily is going, that's the one we're going to trade in. But again, because we're not quite shifted, that's how you avoid this trap here. Because when you use moving averages for trends, you need to know they're lagging indicators and they're not perfect. They give you an idea, but the way you stop from turning bullish at this point early over here is by knowing that market structure hasn't shifted yet. And now I'm going to share exactly what trigger I'm looking for to long, and then I'll also explain some potential short plays should the uptrend not continue. Now, if you're planning on trading these markets anyway, where I like to trade Bitcoin and Ethereum is Phemex. You can get up to $6,000 as a bonus if you use my link in the description below, and you'll support the channel as a bonus as well, so do check them out. Now, if we go on to the 4 hour, the key level we want to watch right now is first going to be this 24K, then right up here at 25K. There was a trap, and now the top of that trap is going to mark our key breakout resistance. We're going to be looking for a breakout from the 25K. Things really change because this is a key structural level in the market and there really isn't much resistance after that. So let's see what happens. Then we're also going to analyze this move over here, the most recent uptrend, and see where the price is. And we can see we're actually floating at the 0.382 level, which is good for this move. It means there's still strength in this move. It still hasn't had a major retracement because going down to the 382 and then bouncing is still very bullish. We've got a very clear invalidation level over here, where the 100-day moving average and the 30-day moving average are about to cross. If we continue downwards, they won't cross. If we hold above this crossing point, I do expect to see some continuation. This is also perfectly confluent with the 0.618. So right now you've got a reactive and predictive play you can take. The predictive play, which I do not like, is setting up your long, entering right here, setting up your invalidation just below the 0.618, and then setting your profit target high into the sky. I actually wouldn't set a specific target here. I would enter this position waiting for the breakout and then play level to level and constantly reevaluate your position as you're in it. This is quite an intense one to keep track of. Or if you want a simpler solution, you can do a trailing stop loss, another feature that some exchanges have, some don't. I know Phemex does for sure. I've done tutorials explaining how to use those before. If you guys need links to those, just let me know in the comments below. That's the predictive trade. Then the reactive trade is waiting for a breakout above this 25K level. That can be a candle close, that can be moving average crossover, whatever you want it to be. So we know we invalidate here, and then the price action is slowly starting to get a bit less clean on this, because if we take a look at these levels, we've been choppy a little bit. So when the price is going up in a straight line, you see one of the reasons you can make so much money when the price is going up like this is because it's so easy to trade level to level. But what happens as we go sideways is we start to get more and more levels and it becomes harder to trade. It becomes a different trading environment. And sure, there are some traders that absolutely thrive here. I don't do too bad myself, but it doesn't even come close to when it's going up in a straight line. That's why I make more money in that 1 to 1.5 months than I have the previous 4 to 6 months before that. I would actually be looking for a breakdown of 21.5K or 20.5K. I'll see how we react on the lower time frames at this level. If I see aggressive momentum breaking out, I'll look for signs of how aggressively we break down from it. I'll also be looking at how we approach the level. Are we going to approach it in a straight line like we have here? That reduces the probability of a trap. Or is it going to be a slow, choppy move that doesn't follow through? I hope you guys are enjoying trading crypto as much as I am right now. That is the full analysis done for today.